Hello YouTube, Dooley Godot here, your meteorologist with Elite Weather Forecasting. Thanks for joining me today as we are going to talk about your weather forecast for the rest of this holiday weekend. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday out there and you're having a good time and you have a lot of fun things planned for this weekend. I'm going to take a look at the weather for you and let you know what you're going to be seeing out there. And as we move through our forecast, let's start with our city of the day. It's been a little bit since we've done these because I started a new job and my hours are different now than what they were before when I was really going hardcore into the channel. Now I don't quite have the time. So during the week, you're going to get the short videos that we're going to share with TikTok, with my TikTok audience, and hopefully you guys can be into the quick weather forecast too. But I will still deliver the more long form forecast that some of you guys like here for the weekends and stuff, or whenever I don't have to work. So if I have the day off or whatever, or if I get home early enough. See, I have a commute now, and I didn't have a commute because I worked from home. So, but anyway, as we talk about our city of the day is Louisville, Kentucky, and I think this is an absolutely beautiful city. I love compact downtowns like this. I really like cities like this, and it's a wonderful city, and I love that river there and that bridge. That is very pretty. I like places like that. And you guys are seeing a temperature of 89 degrees out there in Louisville right now, but you do have a pretty good chance of some showers and storms out there, and your 3-day weather forecast is on the left side of the screen here, as you're going to see that high of 90 today with those showers and thunderstorms today, tonight. We'll see more showers and a chance of storms tomorrow, but you'll see a nice day for your Monday, a little bit warmer as you're going to be in those lower 90s with that high of 93 degrees out there for your Monday. But you won't have to worry about any thunderstorms by then, as that front will have lifted to the north, because you guys are kind of facing a warm front right now that's going to be spreading those showers and storms through your area. So now let's take a look at our national radar right now, and I'm going to show you what's going on out there. And as we take a look at the western half of the nation, we see that monsoon flow coming up through Arizona, all the way into the Northern Rockies there, toward the Canadian border, through Montana and Idaho. So we're going to be seeing these widely scattered showers and storms popping up here along the mountain ranges on the west, in the Intermountain West out there. Nice weather in the Central Plains, but we do see some more showers and storms through the Northern Plains, through Wisconsin, also down into the Midwest here, and also in the along the Appalachian Mountain Range, where we got more showers and storms through parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to be seeing a little bit of showers and storms out there, as well as in the southern end of West Virginia, so Charleston. You guys are all seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. More showers and storms along the Gulf Coast here and through central Florida. So you're seeing a very active day as far as thunderstorms out there is concerned. We got our area where we could see some severe weather across the mid-Atlantic states. So in our tropical storm just offshore, there is Tropical Storm Colin out there that's going to be coming up from the south right here. And tomorrow is going to be right off the coast of North Carolina, and that's going to start to batter the mid-Atlantic coast with tropical storm force rain, and some beach erosion. So that is a look at the national radar. And now we're going to talk about your hazards out there. Our usual red flag advisory through parts of the Intermountain West. We got parts of Nevada, Utah, and northwestern Arizona where we have dry weather in place and a lot of wind. So it's going to make ideal conditions for wildfire. So if you got fireworks and stuff this weekend, please be careful out there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of areas it's actually illegal right now. And we got our wind advisory across the northern plains, because what else is new out there? It's always windy across the northern plains. If you're in the plains, it's going to be windy. Always windy. We got our flood advisory here through parts of the Northeast, the New England, the Mid-Atlantic states. Here is our tropical storm warning right here across the Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. So you guys will be under that tropical storm warning here through the day, up through the day tomorrow, as well as Tropical Storm Colin comes closer. It's not going to come on shore, but it's going to come close and get picked up by the cold front that's hanging out right about this area and get taken out to sea. So that is a look at our watches and hazards right now. We're going to talk about one problem that we're seeing as well even though the temperatures overall are pretty reasonable for this time of the year, we're coming into the month of July and we should be soaring out there, but it's really not by all things considered. And what we do have is a lot of humidity because we have high pressure. And we got general high pressure along the East Coast, and what it's doing is creating a conveyor belt of moisture off of the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, so that heat and humidity is getting pumped onto the U.S. mainland. So it's coming up through the Central Plains and really along the Mississippi Valley. So if you're along the Mississippi River, so if you live in Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, if you're in states bordering the Mississippi River, you're going to be seeing a lot of humidity. We're talking dew points in the 70s here from Minnesota all the way down the Mississippi Valley here. So as you can see the outline of the Mississippi River, and you see those 70-degree dew points. So we're going to be seeing very high humidity through the Midwest for the most part, and the Deep South for this weekend. And so you see very nice conditions in New England and the Northeast there. Very low humidity. Dew points in the 40s. It's very, very comfortable in Boston, New York. You guys are going to be under very nice weather conditions out there. Nothing to complain about as far as humidity is concerned across the Northeast and as well as the West Coast. This is why we have that red flag through parts of Nevada and Utah, because we see a dew point of 24 degrees. So it's very, very dry out there. So very dry conditions out west. So in California, all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. But we can see some showers and storms in the Cascades this weekend, and we're going to talk about that in a little as well. So now let's take a look at our upper air pattern. And what we're seeing in the upper air pattern is we have this troughing in the west, and you see this ridge right here. You see how these isobars rise up into Canada, and then they kind of slope as they move off to the east. That's because of ridging here. We got an area of high pressure down across the southeast right in here towards Texas. And what it's doing is creating that conveyor belt, pumping that monsoon moisture into the desert southwest, and is making this huge clockwise flow around that area of high pressure. And because of the air is coming like this, that's one of the reasons why the weather has been phenomenal across the Northeast and the New England states. As long as you have that big dome of high pressure here across the southern plains and into the southeast, as long as that pattern stays in place, conditions will continue to be pleasant across the Northeast. Reasonable temperatures in the 80s, low dew points. That is ideal weather for folks in the Northeast. But if you're out here in the desert southwest, the monsoons will continue, and that humidity will continue across the plains and along the Mississippi River Valley. So we're going to continue to see those periodic rounds of showers and thunderstorms, and you see how that energy is riding into the northern plains. So we're going to be seeing that severe weather threat for the next 3 days through parts of Montana and the Dakotas, and even into Minnesota and Nebraska. For the next 3 days, you're going to be dealing with the possibility of some severe weather, because you have all of this energy from this ridging taking place here. So we have a nice strong trough, and that cyclogenesis around that trough of low pressure is going to provide the focus for some severe weather across the northern plains. So as we take a look at the GFS, and this is what the GFS is predicting for today, and we're seeing a lot of showers and storms with our tropical storm here off the southeast coast. A lot of scattered showers and storms along the southeast, through the parts of the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and into maybe a little bit here in cold country. Might see a rain shower or two if possible. This is where we could have seen some severe weather, but to be honest, I'm really not seeing it come together here across the Northeast, even though it's forecasted for that severe weather this afternoon, and it's really not out there right now. But we do have some thunderstorms out there across parts of the Northeast. At least we did earlier today. I think that's all gone now, and they really didn't see much in the way of severe weather. And And our other area for severe weather was up here across the northern plains, where we could have seen where we're seeing a lot of very widely scattered storms out there in the monsoon flow here across the southwest. Again, everything is very isolated, at least according to what the GFS. Now, when we look back at the radar, it's actually quite busy, and I think the GFS is really kind of understating how active it really is out there. So the GFS, I'm going to give it a zonk for this one today because I don't think it's matching up with what I'm seeing on the radar. So here's what the GFS is pointing for tomorrow. Now tomorrow, again, this corridor here, Tennessee, Kentucky, and North Carolina, is going to be under the gun for some pretty significant showers and thunderstorms. Some scattered stuff along the Gulf Coast into Florida. Here's our tropical storm right here. We have Tropical Storm Colin that's going to be off the coast of North Carolina for your Sunday, and it's going to spread some heavy rainfall and cause some beach erosion. And we got some showers and storms across the northern plains and the Northern Rockies through Montana and Idaho and Oregon and Washington, where we could see some storms up in the Cascade Mountain Range. And our widely scattered monsoon stuff out here. Some people have complained to me, say, hey, Dooley, how come we're not seeing no monsoons? Well, it's kind of hard for Phoenix. Tucson typically gets a little bit more rainfall, and Albuquerque gets even more rainfall than Tucson, because it really depends on the mountain ranges around you. In Phoenix, a lot of the mountain ranges is to the east. The same thing with Tucson. Tucson has the Catalinas to the north and the Rincons to the east, and a lot of times they support monsoon storms, and occasionally those storms do drift down off in the mountains across the Tucson Valley, where they can see opportunities for rainfall, but Phoenix doesn't get that as often as Tucson does. Most of the time they happen overnight for Phoenix. So that is what the GFS says for your Sunday. Now Monday, we start to dry out here through Kentucky and parts of Tennessee and the Ohio Valley, but we will see showers and storms here through North Carolina and the northern sections of Mississippi. Alabama might be seeing some thunderstorms out there for your Monday, and then that scatter stuff along the Gulf Coast and through the state of Florida. Again, more showers and storms across the northern plains and the Great Lakes. So Wisconsin could see some heavy rainfall for some thunderstorms. Could be a pretty active day for your Monday through parts of Wisconsin, at least according to the GFS. I think the GFS has been a little bit shaky lately, so I'm gonna give it what my interpretation is, and I think those storms are going to be more likely to occur in southeastern Minnesota and then drift over into Wisconsin. So we're going to go with southeastern Minnesota, and we're going to see northern Minnesota as well get some showers and storms, and that's because of the cold front that warm front is going to lift to the north and near the Canadian border by Monday. So we do have a warm front that's out here and the cold front that's over the southeast. And that warm front is going to lift to the north, and eventually our cold front is going to stall and lift to the north as well. And that entire entity is going to lift off to the northeast. So it's going to cause the humidity to rise through the northeast as we get into Monday and Tuesday. So here we are as we talk about your 3-day weather forecast. And as we take a look at that forecast, here is our severe weather that we're expecting to see across the northern plains this afternoon. We're going to be seeing that severe weather out there, where we're going to be seeing isolated and widely scattered severe thunderstorms, a lot of low precipitation supercells. Again, perfect weather for storm chasers, because if you're going to be taking photographs, it's going to be great stuff to photograph. A lot of elevated thunderstorms. Rope tornadoes is going to be possible, as well as some stovepipe tornadoes. So they typically occur with high base thunderstorms, so they're going to be excellent for photograph. And I've seen really great photographs of tornadoes from the Dakotas. Great place to photograph tornadoes. And we're going to be seeing heavy rainfall through parts of Missouri and eastern Kansas here. We've seen some heavy thunderstorms this afternoon and more heavy thunderstorms right here through the Ozarks, through parts of East Texas and southern Arkansas there, where we're going to be seeing some heavy thunderstorms. So if you're in Texarkana or even Little Rock, Arkansas, you might be seeing some heavy thunderstorms for your Saturday as well. And here is where Tropical Storm Colin is, and tomorrow it's going to move off into this region. But if you're along the Carolina coast, you're going to be getting hit with those thunderstorms along the coast. Some heavy winds, some tropical storm force winds up to 50 miles per hour, and some beach erosion is going to be possible for your Saturday out there. So here we are as we take a look at your Sunday. Now, Sunday, our severe weather is going to expand up here across the northern plains and the upper Midwest. So we're going to be seeing, again, low precipitation supercells out to the western end here and down across the southern sections of the northern plains. Let me figure out how to say that. The southern sections of the northern plains through the Nebraska and parts of Wyoming here, we're going to be seeing those low precipitation supercells. Again, that hail is going to be a hail threat and those tornadoes. It's going to be those long rope tornadoes and, again, stovepipe tornadoes. So very great storm chasing opportunities there across the northern plains. We won't see any heavy rainfall until you get towards Minnesota. So if you're in the Minnesota area, you're going to see more low-based thunderstorms that are going to provide heavier rainfall. So you'll have the high precipitation supercells through Minnesota, as Minnesota is not known for low precipitation supercell thunderstorms. Now, as we take a look at Tropical Storm Colin, now here it is. Said here it's going to be here because it's going to begin to make the trek out northeast across the Atlantic, as this cold front is going to take it out to sea. So we'll start to lose the impacts of our tropical storm. And I think the biggest issue is going to be with the swells and the wave action along the Cape Hatteras and the mid-Atlantic coast there. So that beach erosion and maybe some rainfall right along the coast. But if you're inland, I think you guys are going to be okay and just deal with scattered precipitation. And we'll see those scattered showers and storms along the southeast and through the state of Texas, through north central Texas. Again, our severe weather potential across the northern plains, and our monsoon flow down through parts of eastern Arizona and western New Mexico. So Albuquerque, I think, has the best shot of seeing a monsoon storm for your Sunday out there. So I think if you're in Albuquerque, you have a decent shot. Maybe Tucson, but Phoenix is not going to happen. No monsoon storms for Phoenix. But you will see a little bit of rainfall here across the Pacific Northwest as we have this trough coming on shore that's going to spread a few showers and storms through the Cascades and the eastern areas of Washington, Oregon, and into Idaho. So that is a look at your Sunday forecast. And then Monday, we're going to continue to see our monsoon flow here through the desert Southwest. New Mexico again, Albuquerque, good shot of a monsoon storm. And maybe Tucson has a little bit of a chance of seeing a monsoon storm. But Phoenix is going to get left out into the cold again as the flow aloft is going kind of in this direction. So the storms are going to form and track off to the northeast instead of to the east or to the west. We're not going to be seeing storms to the west. They're going to be going this way. So if Tucson gets a storm, it's because it came up from south of Tucson, like in Green Valley or over the border of Mexico. They'll get storms that track up from the south toward them. But Phoenix, you're going to be out of the loop just a little bit too far to the west. A little bit of severe weather here across the northern plains, through the Dakotas and into Montana. Once again, we're going to be seeing those high base, low precipitation supercell thunderstorms once again. And here's going to be that heavy rain through parts of Wisconsin that we saw the GFS painting earlier, saying that we were going to see that heavy rainfall through parts of Wisconsin. And in the northeast, we're going to start to see some showers and thunderstorms scattered about as well. But nothing too heavy or outrageous, just a little bit of rain for you guys. For some folks up there, not everybody's going to see a storm. Just remember that in the summer, Not everybody will see storms. The summertime rainfall is very fickle and hit and miss. Same thing across the southeast. I wouldn't hold your hopes up or hold up for anything. And if it does happen, it's going to be brief and short-lived, okay? So that is to look at the weather. Here's our temperatures. And we're going to take a look at the temperatures across America for the next 3 days. And for your Saturday, as you can see, it's not too bad out there. We're seeing a lot of those mid-80s to lower 90s, maybe a little bit hot and down in Texas. Texas will be our hot spot. Texas and Oklahoma and the desert southwest as usual. It's usual to see triple-digit heat in Arizona and Eastern California and Nevada, so that's nothing unusual. What is different is it's actually a little bit cooler than average as well, so even though it's in the triple digits, it's not as hot as it could be. But Texas is doing okay as well. We're seeing a couple 100s in the 101, 100 in San Antonio. We're seeing 101 in Abilene, 100 in Wichita Falls. So we got 3 triple digits out in the Texas area, but it's not as bad as it could be. The humidity is going to be atrocious, though. I'm going to give you that. The humidity is going to suck this holiday weekend, especially if you're along the Mississippi River Valley. If you're along the Mississippi River, if you're in East Texas, through this region here, you're not going to have a good time with the humidity. Same thing for your Sunday, and that heat is going to expand a little bit as we see temperatures rise just a few degrees through the Midwest. We're going to be seeing the temperatures approach 90 in some places, but we're going to see those upper 80s to about 90, maybe 91 degrees. Same thing across the southeast and through parts of the mid-Atlantic. We're going to see those temperatures in the mid-80s for your Sunday, and we'll see those 80s and low 90s for your Friday. And on the West Coast, we're going to see things start to warm up out in Cali, 87 in LA, but you're going to be 80 down in San Diego. So we're going to see a little bit of warm up on the West Coast here, down in the southern sections. But Northern California, the northern end of the Central Valley, going to be in the 70s. So not too bad for this time of the year for the Central Valley, as it can be quite hot out there as well. And for your Monday, we're going to see those triple digits work its way into Nebraska, 102 in Emporia, through parts of Nebraska, central Nebraska there. You see that 102. I'm not exactly sure what city that is. Right, I think it might be Lincoln. It's Lincoln, Nebraska right there. 102 degrees for the folks down there in Lincoln, Nebraska, and 100 in Omaha. So you see those triple digits start to make their way through the Midwest. If you're near the Mississippi River and the Red River, the Vermilion River, you're going to be seeing those humidities and temperatures rise in that section of the country. And we're going to see that 101 down there in Dallas, Fort Worth, 103 in Wichita Falls, 100 in Abilene. So we're going to start to see those temperatures warm out there across the center of the nation. So if you're in the Central Plains, the Northern Plains, and the Southern Plains, and along the Gulf Coast in Texas, you're going to see that warm weather in play for your holiday on Monday, okay? And that is a look at the temperatures. Here's your severe weather outlook really quick now. We're going to talk about the Northern Plains, where we are going to be seeing those isolated and widely scattered severe storms, low precipitation supercells for this evening out there. We're going to be seeing some great weather for the storm chasers out there across the Northern Plains. So it'll be ideal storm chasing and photography weather. Not a lot of rainfall is going to be had with those thunderstorms, but you're going to see the potential for some hail and tornadoes out there. So interesting weather for that activity. And we'll see isolated storms into the Pacific Northwest through parts of Oregon and Idaho, southeastern Washington. Might see an isolated thunderstorm. We'll see isolated severe thunderstorms here through the Central Plains, through the Midwest, and along the Tennessee and Kentucky area here, and into the Northeast, where we could see our severe weather as well. And that primary threat is going to be a little bit of hail and some damaging wind and some heavy rainfall. But as of right now, there's not a whole lot going on. I think the activity has already moved through, so that's pretty much done for the day. It's the severe weather across the Northeast. And here we are as we take a look at your Sunday. So tomorrow we are going to be seeing this big area of severe weather here across the northern plains of Montana and to the high country of the Dakotas and Nebraska. And we're going to also see some isolated severe through parts of western Minnesota all the way over to just about the Twin Cities there. You could be seeing some severe thunderstorms for your Sunday out there. And then we're going to see the potential for some severe storms through parts of Idaho and Oregon and far southeastern Washington out there. You could see a severe thunderstorm. And a lot of these are not going to be heavy rainfall producers. Somewhere right in here, you might see a bit of tornadoes. Some tornadoes is going to be possible, and we could see an isolated tornado down here. Again, I'm going to stress the elevated nature of this activity. So a lot of the rainfall is going to dry before it hits the ground. So we're going to be seeing a lot of low precipitation supercells out through parts of the northern plains. So these are not going to be heavy rainfall producers. However, down here, you will see heavy rainfall producers because the primary threat in this region for your Sunday is going to be heavy rain because of the influence of Tropical Storm Colin. And you can also see some weak tornadoes along the coastline. So we can see some weak tornado spin-ups over North Carolina and parts of South Carolina as well. So be watchful for that. But any tornadoes that do occur will be weak and short-lived because that's how they typically are with tropical weather systems. So here is a look at your Monday. Again, more severe weather across the northern plain, the northern tier of the nation. So the upper Midwest and the northern plains, once again, is going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms. And again, our high base storms here across the northern plains and the high country through Montana and North and South Dakota, we're going to be seeing again low precipitation supercells. The primary threat is going to be damaging gusty winds. We're going to see some hail, maybe some golf ball size hail, as well as those elevated tornadoes and funnel clouds are going to be possible. Again, that photography for those storm chasers out there. And then this is where we could see the heavy rain through the hilly areas of Wisconsin, Michigan. Might see the heavier rainfall. When you get to the east of the Mississippi River, you tend to see more lower to the ground storm bases. So you tend to see the heavier rainfall. But when you're toward the west and to the high countries, as you're going up to the foothills of the Rockies, the topography kind of lends itself to the development of those elevated thunderstorms. A little bit of a science lesson in there for you guys, because things get lower as you get to the Colorado River. Everything comes down towards the Colorado River Valley, so those cloud bases, they lower as you get to this region here. And we're going to be seeing those wet thunderstorms that produce heavy rainfall, but they're not good for storm chasing. They're not good for photography because everything is low to the ground. When tornadoes do occur, they're often maybe wedge tornadoes because they're short, or they rain-wrapped tornadoes, so you can't really see them because they're shrouded in rain by the rain in these storms because they tend to be high precipitation supercells. Most of the time, hail is going to be pea-sized, maybe marble-sized hail, and you're going to see a lot of it instead of the large gorilla hail. You don't typically see that kind of hail across the upper Midwest through Wisconsin and Minnesota. You can see some golf ball-sized hail occasionally, but it doesn't happen too often. And you're going to be seeing that those non-severe storms through parts of the cold country and the mid-Atlantic in the southeast and throughout the Appalachian Mountain Range and along the Gulf Coast, and then our typical monsoon flow down across the desert southwest there. All right, here's a look at the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Colin. And I hope I'm even saying that right. It looks like it's Colin. Colin, it's Colin. So we have tropical storm conditions, especially in gusts. So tropical storm gusts are expected within the warning area along the North Carolina coast through Sunday. And then rough surf and rip currents are likely to continue along the Carolina coast through Sunday. And areas of heavy rainfall may result in localized flooding areas with localized flooding across portions of coastal North Carolina through Sunday morning. You'll lose some rainfall as the tropical storm moves off back out to sea. Here is a look at the other storm that's Bonnie, that's down near Nicaragua and Costa Rica, and heavy rain is going to be the primary threat across those areas because Nicaragua and Costa Rica are very mountainous, so it's going to make those mountains is going to really squeeze the moisture out of those clouds. It's not really going to be a wind event, but heavy rain is going to certainly be a problem down there. So we're going to be seeing flash flooding from heavy rainfall, and mudslides are going to be expected. So I know some folks might be kind of rich and they got some vacation homes down in Costa Rica. I know a lot of expats that live down there, so that's a very popular place for expats to go. So if you're got vacation interests or whatever down there in Nicaragua and Costa Rica, you might want to pay attention to the weather down there. So that is the extent of the forecast for you guys. And here's a look at the map. Here's where Colin is right now. Tomorrow to be out here. And here's our next potential issue. And we got this guy, but he only has about a 10% chance of developing, as I said, very harsh conditions where there's a lot of shearing taking place as well. And here's a look at Tropical Storm Bonnie just off the coast of Costa Rica out here. And it's going to produce a lot of rainfall, and that's going to move onshore tomorrow. It's very slow moving out there as well. It's kind of hanging on just right on, hugging the coastline of Costa Rica. So, and here we are. That's it that I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching me. It was great to do a long haul video for you guys today, and I'll be back again with another video for you guys on YouTube. You can also check out my TikTok channel if you want shorter weather forecast for each day or day by day, and my handle on TikTok is Mr. G Weather. So go on over there and check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Have a great day, and I hope you have a good holiday. Bye bye.